That's from the FM side of the game with me right here, man. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate them stopping through and hollering at us. DJ Toe Cars, I got to pause. I got to interrupt you for a minute, brother. Introduce yourself to the broadcast, homie. What's happening?
Hey, nothing much, man. Having a great time. I'm enjoying this day party.
What's your name?
Jammin J.
Jammin J.
That's
and
right.
Tell them who you with.
Streets 94.5.
Say it again. Hold up. Stop. Jammin J. Streets 94.5 is here with us right here at K1's Radio at the Link Day Party. That's been turned into the night party. That's been turned into the turn party. That's been turned into all kind of stuff going on around here right now, man. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm just I'm enjoying life. I mean, I feel like I'm just having a great time, you know, and I'm just blessed to be in the position that I'm in, just to be here and hanging out with everybody and the people that I don't heard about and seen, you know, and it's just good to be here.
So let me ask you this: how long you been with 94.5?
It's going on about 4 years.
So you was kind of with them at the very inception, because they only been, you know, they haven't been out in Atlanta at least not that long.
I was the first DJ.
Okay.
That's actually was working at the radio station before anybody else that came along. I was there with the owner who decided to, when he just had a dream about it, and I was there from day one, going through the process, going through the plans, going through, you know, getting paper signed, and finally the station coming on air, and, you know, being instrumental in, you know, putting music in the system and, you know, helping along the way.
It's obviously a very different process from internet radio. Obviously a lot more expensive. Obviously a lot more technical. A lot more things to go through to get up and running. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And what we try to do over here at K1's Radio is fill the void that sometimes y'all just simply can't do. You know what I'm saying? There's only so many things that y'all can do. There's only so many people that can afford to even, you know, do a lot of things with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Based on just what y'all have to command because of what your audience is. And so we try to fill that void. You know what I'm saying? Where if they can't get 94.5 out here the broadcast, they can get us. And you know what I'm saying? You feel me? And that's the lane that I'm trying to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this. That being said, you guys also have a tune-in page. You know what I'm saying? You guys have other ways that you can listen to on the internet. Tell me about what do you think the future of actual internet radio and FM radio's relationship will be, and how will that work in the future for you?
I think it's very instrumental because, just like you said, on the areas that radio can't cover,
right?
You know, internet radio are able to fill that void and take it into different areas and go different places with it and stuff like that. And I definitely been following you guys like on Instagram, where it's like, man, I see y'all all over the place doing your thing. So I'm like, and I kept trying to figure out where's the station at? What's going on with it? And so I definitely been seeing visually what you guys doing, and social media has made it where it's a even playing field.
Right, direct to consumer. I tell people all the time, this is the thing I tell people all the time, and this is probably gonna be my most fun personally interview of the night because of who I am. You know, with me being a program director over here, / production / technical guy / I'm like that one commercial where the guy keeps guy keeps changing hats. You know what I'm saying? You know, I started this thing, you know, with the idea of just being the option, with the idea of just being the alternative. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I didn't know it was going to become what it became. You know what I'm saying? I didn't foresee. You know, 2 years ago when I started this, I'd be at this point. You know what I'm saying? It took off from me kind of fast. You know what I'm saying? But you know, trying to rein everything in and trying to get a grasp of what's going on, it's kind of doing what I wanted to do. With that being said, I really like what you said about even in the playing fields. Now I know I'm pretty sure you're astute about everything radio, and I'm noticing that all the new cars are being built with 4G LTE. At that point, I think that's the breaking point. That's the difference. That's right now. It's a level playing field, but because you guys still have a stranglehold on the car. You know what I'm saying? Like there's I can do 50,000 people listening in a month, but you can do 100,000 in a day. You know what I'm saying? Because of the car. And I think that right now the technology is going to where all the car companies are manufacturing all the cars with 4G LTE built into the cars. If it's not tuning, I can't see it being anybody else, but someone's going to come along to where they're going to have internet radio in the dash, blah, 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 within the next couple of years. At that point, I would call it an even playing field. But right now, even still, when you get something like TuneIn, you guys pipe out, we pipe out, it sounds just as good, as just crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So I get that part of it, but I still feel like we're it's really, we still can't compete with you guys. And people be like, we're better than the FM. Like, even if you feel like you're better than the FM, don't fool your fucking self. You cannot compare with the numbers. It's just physically impossible. You know what I'm saying? But the even playing field, I think, is coming. Now, what do you think about that technology? What do you think that future holds for the FM model once that happens? Because that's already in action.
I think the technology is great, and you know, even with the car companies where they're coming out, you're right. It's gonna be where you can push a button and, you know, pick you guys up. They got choices, and I always say this, that everybody has a lane to fill.
Right.
And you know, I can't be in all the lanes. You know,
right.
You can't be in all the lanes, but there's a lane, and definitely. And you're making a difference because I can just tell. I mean, with people in the city and stuff that knows about the station and you know what you've been doing with it and stuff. So everybody has a lane, and I do believe with technology, it just makes the playing field a lot even.
I gotta ask you this, and I don't know if this is necessarily your job at the station, but because we're on K100, and I'm gonna do this for you people again, even though you non-appreciative people, never just. Okay, indie artists. Here we go. And I'm a proponent of. I started this to help them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's still a core mission.
Yes.
Give it to them real quick. Independent artists. What's your best way to possibly get your music aired on 94.5?
Get in the streets.
Okay.
And get your buzz on. Because a lot of times, radio is like with the music. It's like thin line. It's like. They stay in these barriers, and they do that for a reason. Is it because that's what they can do? I mean, they can't try to be country and play rock and play hip hop all at the same time. So they say, okay, this is what we're gonna be.
Right. You
know, it's kind of like each radio station say, okay, we're gonna be more street than everybody else.
Right.
Then some of them, like will say, hey, we're gonna be like the Duck. But we're gonna play some hip hop,
right?
So everybody got their lane to get in. But for independent artists, what they can do, the best thing they can do, is just get in the streets and everywhere. Because when I listen to music, and I do the mix show for not only here in Atlanta, but Charlotte, Little Rock, and all over. And like when I come to places like this, I have discovered at least 2 groups that I was like, man, they hot,
right?
You know, and because sometimes I have to get outside the walls and come to places. That's why when I first got up with tow cars. And I thought it was important. I need to hook up with this brother because this brother's out in the streets.
Right.
And a lot of times you got to get outside the 4 walls and come and see what's going on in the streets. And this is truly the streets right here.
And I think, I'm really glad. I think out of all of the stations, I know. Out of all of the stations, out of all of the FM stations here, you guys are definitely in the streets more than anybody I've seen. I actually know people that work at 94.5 that I see. That I've built relationships with, that I'm like, yo, what's up? And they be like, yo, what's K1? What's up? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And it's people that actually work for the station, but you know they be out.
Yeah.
And I see them, and it's kind of like I like the fact that they show us love. You know what I'm saying? And they actually show us some respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we see you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool about everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? When I meet people from over there,
well,
if they heard, they're like, yo, we see you, brother. You think, you know?
Oh, I can tell you, I got so much respect for you all because of what you guys are doing, and you filling a void. You know, you're right. Well, independent artists, it's like, oh my God. I mean, it's like y'all don't have to worry about the politics of it. About okay, we got to see what corporate say about this and that. And because I used to work for Clear Channel, and it was so politic where it was just unbelievable. And I'm like, oh my God. And they only give you this much room to kind of like say, okay, well, I can play these artists, but with you guys, it's just open.
The politics of it, I don't want to hold you too long. I really don't. I love to continue this conversation longer, but you know, this just in this atmosphere, I just wanted to holler at you.
Yeah.
And you brought up the politics of it. And over here, what I do, I started this because I came into the game as an independent artist. You know, that's my background in music. You know, and I'm a producer. I'm an artist. You know, that's where I came from. And I started this. I started this out of frustration. I tell you, I can openly admit that now. Like, I started this because I was just sick of everybody telling me how great I was, but I could never break that barrier because I never had the budget or whatever the movement. I was I'm a hip hopper living in the South. You know, I'm literally I'm a J. Cole. before J. Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
As far as being an artist, I don't even do it that much hardly now, just for movies and stuff that we do, stuff we got for our catalog and that we're doing. But when I was going hard as an artist, you know, I was just out of the element regionally and everything. And I started this out of really frustration to just try to give somebody else an alternative, and it just totally worked out, and people just embraced it. That's what happened. That's why I'm here, where I'm at now. Now I've embraced my role now.
Yeah.
But the politics of it, how do you stomach it? How do you, as somebody in your position, hear a song, see an artist, know that they're talented, but know that there's really, your hands are tired.
Yeah.
Your hands are tied because there has to be other aspects of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, luckily, Boss Man trusts in my judgment because I'm a former program director of many different stations.
Right.
So he knows that I'm not going to jeopardize what his vision is, and I stay in the lane that he tells me that, hey, look, I can give you a barrel, you can do this, and you can be along this area, but I want you to be smart about what you're trying to play, and I want you to stay in the lane that the radio station is already going in. Of course, if I'm going and playing some rock and roll stuff, I am way out of line.
Right.
But you know, if I'm playing an independent artist, like a couple of artists here that I have played, because I really thought it's good enough, just as good as stuff that we already playing.
Right.
And so I try to open up and be like you guys, like, hey, I'm gonna give you guys a chance. I think you guys got something hot and stuff like that. And then it depends on the buzz in the street. If the buzz in the street, it makes it a lot easier because I know I'm not the one that's wrong about it. The streets is already feeling it.
Right. Well, again, brother, I don't want to hold you up too long. I really appreciate you sitting down and conversating with me, man. I love it. I love to have a longer one-on-one with you about it.
Hey, man,
the
anytime. I mean,
you know what I'm saying. But I really think I just feel like just this little bit of information, people really need to hear it. Coming from somebody who is in a P1 market in a power position. You know what I'm saying. You're hearing it. You know what I'm saying. There are people out here that are listening and checking out. Checking out for the new stuff. You know what I'm saying. But a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, and I can feel them. I feel like I'm one of the people who understand. I think a lot of artists like this station, and we became popular because the independent artists pushed us so hard because they actually knew that I understood where they came from with the grind.
Yeah.
And I know that. I feel that. I felt that. You know what I'm saying. So I feel like but it's good to hear someone on FM say it. You know what I'm saying. You feel me? To express it. Like that. I really think that it's gonna go a long way, and I think that the more the internet infuses, because with the way I'm talking about, Universal is dropping their distribution arm and everything. It's like everybody's like direct to consumer now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the way everything is going with the technology, at some point, both of these feels the power of a 94.5 and something as small as us, you know what I'm saying, but as popular as us, can converge and really, really, really help the culture.
Well, one thing I could definitely also say and add to it is that out of all the stations, I can truly say, and I can stand back from it and pretend I'm not there, truly do give a lot of artists in Atlanta chances and opportunity, because I mean, it's been many days I have been at the station, and it's like, hey, here's the dirty version, clean it up, so we can put it on the air. And it's like, it's so refreshing. You don't have to wait for, okay, the record company is releasing this cut right here. No, it ain't no thing like that. It's like, hey, we heard this, listening to it in the car, I like it, clean it up, let's put it on the air.
That's good to know. That's good to know. And you know what, I can tell because y'all play people like Lil Donald and stuff like that, who I know ain't got no major budget. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But we've been playing them for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So it's like when I hear y'all play something like that, I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all are my FM station that I don't. When I be talking shit about FM, not these guys. You know what I'm saying? I be like, not 94, but the rest of you motherfuckers. That's the good thing about this. I can say what I want. I can cuss, a little bit.
well, one thing I do like listening to you guys, I can discover a lot of stuff that I normally won't get a chance to hear.
That's what and that's hopefully that's eventually where I would like the relationship to be. You know what I'm saying? The kick up. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. K100 Radio rocking with them? Okay, let me check, the kick up, you know what I'm saying? The levels to it, you know what I'm saying? But that's something that we'll talk about that sidebar. That's not for your ears, people. YouTube and live stream. Real quick, if they want to contact you real quick, talk to people, tell them real quick.
You can hit me up on Facebook and Instagram, The Real Jammin J. You can catch me either place. And also, you like to hit me up on the cell, 770-639-8115. hit me up, and and I'm like
I won't
this.
even do that shit.
Well, I'm like this. I'm not a person that I'm down and try to be cool with everybody because I realize something. Egos don't get you nowhere.
I know, but my phone just randomly ringing. Y'all niggas is getting the Google number. Call the Google numbers. The hell with that. But yeah, call them though. You know what I'm saying?
But I definitely, and I just see, because I kept trying to wonder, like, where is this station at? I mean, it's like I said,
we're everywhere. The whole notion, this was the thing. Everybody's like, and I tell people all the time, when I tell people all the time, I tell this, we have my studio is in my home, in my basement, and it's a real studio. It's nice, I cut albums out of that studio. People pay me studio time to book 2 time with us there on the side. But I didn't want, I was like, it's so hard to generate money with internet radio. It's really hard to get the cash. You know what I'm saying? That it's like, instead of me having to worry about, I learned something from FM. I was like, you know what? I've been listening to 94.5, 103, and 107.9. I've been here for almost 20 years, and I've never actually been to the office. What does that mean? That means that in order for them to operate, I don't have to see it. I don't have to see the office. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I took it and I said, I'm just gonna start it out of our studio and run it. I said, but in order to offset the game, when people say, where we at? When you see me everywhere, we do this. We just bring it. I stop. I formulate it from a technical side because I went to school for audio engineering. So and network administration. So from a technical side, I stopped and said, let me sit and really research the quickest, easiest way for me to pick this up and go everywhere with it. And all I did was take my grind that I used to have as an independent artist. I didn't just start it out of nowhere. People already knew me because I was an independent artist and I was really good and people would like the music. And they were like, yo, listen to me everywhere. He has a good buzz, but it never just really popped for me. But I took that same grind and I put it to this and I said, well, the same way I was at all the music events when I was a rapper handing out CDs, I'm just gonna be at all the music events with a big ass internet radio station there for you. And that mentality that I took, that's what made it work. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because it worked like that because it was like, yo, I was an internet radio station, but I was physically everywhere that everybody wasn't, even FM. Places that y'all couldn't go. Places that 103 would never have went. Because they feel like they're gonna be too big to even do that. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was broadcasting at A3C 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Before, and you know what I'm saying? And then I was running into all the FM personalities. And they was like, shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I started it in mind, and my mission was to make it visible without having to pay $1,500 in rent every month. So what do? You buy all the gear, but compact it, and you make it easy to move around. And you make it easy to set up. Within 20 minutes, we here. 20 minutes, we gone. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But but when you tune in, you can't. No one cares as long as it sounds the same. You're tuned in. I've tried it. You're tuned in. It's 128. I tune in. It's 128. You know what I'm saying? It sounds literally the same. So when people are listening to our mix shows and our broadcasts in these events right here, it's piping through crystal clear. And I always tell people that people, it's like with technology, I hear a lot of DJs talk about, you're not a real DJ, you don't have the real Technique 1200. I'm like, look, when people out on the dance floor, they don't care about what you playing on. They don't care. No one's coming to the booth saying, are you using Serato or iTunes? Nobody's saying all they're saying is, where's my song? and with internet, and that's what I realized about it. I was like, when they tune in, all they want to hear is the content. Is it clear? Is it reliable? Is it up all the? Is it when you say it's gonna play? Is it gonna play? When you say you're gonna be there, can I turn in and hear it? That's it. And they want to get something that they can't get in other places. Exactly. And the independent artists, they got a home, they got a place where they know. Oh, I can get on. They're gonna show me some love. Go show you if you're good. Yes, you gotta be good. If you're good. You know what? Y'all know. It'll kill. Y'all know. And I always tell them, bring some good content. It's like crabs in a bucket. Especially here in Atlanta. And only the strong's gonna survive, and they're gonna end up getting out of that bucket. So I tell everybody, don't be the weakest crab. Practice on your craft. Make it sound better than. Make it comparable to anything else, so that when people hear it, because the first thing I listen for is the sound and quality. I'm like, oh, this sounds good. Then I say, let me listen to the message. Let me listen to, the context of everything. That's the same thing with internet radio. It's a whole bunch of us out here, but when they tune in, what are they going to hear?
dig it. I hear
And
that.
then that's when you start to separate yourself from the crap.
Yeah.
Thank you for sitting down talking
Hey,
with me,
man, I
brother.
appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. You know
Nice
what I'm
finally
saying?
to get a chance
Absolutely.
to meet you guys.
Thank you very
and,
much. You know what I'm saying?
And have a great time.
Thank you very much. K1's Radio, we live. We shutting it down, man. The link, day party. Well, now it's the night party. Whatever. What are you gonna do? But we had to talk to this guy. We gave you some real. We had to make sure we post on it. So you independent artists, this is like some inside stuff. I don't know how many times you're gonna get a chance to sit down and get a meeting with this guy, but I gave you a quasi meeting with this guy real quick, so you can get inside the mind frame of somebody in that position, man. So you may need to rewind it a little bit and check that and blow his phone up. Don't call me, email me. I'm not with all that shit. K100 Radio. Pause.